Guys, what's up? Bar Top Reviews coming back at you. So, got this in the mail. It was unsanctioned classics from Ringside Collectible. As you can see, it is the Road Warriors. It is the red edition. And we opened it up. That's all we got. No, I'm just kidding. I actually already got into this a little bit. Just because I really wanted to play with it for the most part. And looking at a couple of these things, just to really give you a quick rundown here. This is probably the best clamshell, by the way, that's out there. These guys weren't taped down. They came with alternate heads. It's kind of like a pouty face, kind of like a, just stare right through your freaking soul face. Each guy comes with the same amount of hands, 3 different hands, 2 different heads. They each come with 2 sets of the slapping hands, 2 sets of mic holding hands. I say 1 set. I guess it's 1 set. I'm saying 2, but 2 together, and fisting hand, fighting hands. So they did not come with the belts. These guys are current placeholders for the demolition, which then in turn will get these belts. But not having the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, LOD 2000, whatever you want to call them, to not have these guys with belts on was just, it's a crime. So let's break it down for you really quick what we're looking at, because these are not Mattel figures, okay? For those of you who don't know, Mattel does wrestling figures, elite versions, and yes, that is not the right head for him. That is actually one of the ultimate heads from the Ultimate Vader, even though this is the elite. He's my preferred favorite, just because he was my first, and I got some really good pictures with this guy. As far as tag teams go, these guys are also elites. The Headbangers, one of my favorite tag teams back in the day. Also, older elites that are currently holding the LGN tag titles from the Hart Foundation are the Natural Disasters. These are also elites, so we're going to size them up. We're going to put them next to it. Now, you may be wondering, these are all just elite figures here. So, do we have any ultimates? Why, yes, we do. We have Andre the Giant. And we got the Big Red Monster Kane. How do these guys scale up with them? Let's find out. All right, first things first. We got Hawk. Incredible paint job on this guy. Absolutely incredible. Love the belts, man. Even though they didn't come with them. So let's get rid of those belts for now. My Hawk was a little bit on the looser side. I don't know if that's just a QC issue or whatnot. But as far as getting these things off, I would probably recommend popping the head off first, just because you don't want to ruin any paint that's on there, because it does rub up there. So you pop it off, this comes right off, go on anybody. Really nice. This was their entrance gear. Paint on the back too, no detail left undone. Very nice. It's a soft rubber, soft plastic, I guess. Doesn't really feel like rubber. It's more like a soft plastic. As far as putting the heads back on, I'm going to be honest, they go right back on. They snap on, snap off. Hands, same thing. They change out pretty quick. I really didn't have many issues with these guys. I mean, as far as articulation goes, there's no toe joints. But you do have ankle side to side. It does go up and down. You do have boot swivel. You have thigh swivel. Legs are on a ball joint. You do have double jointed knees. However, you're going to run into an issue with the padding. However, you can take off the pads, as you can see, which is kind of cool. One thing I did notice was Animal has red knee pads. Hawk has black. So that's kind of one thing to notice. They have bicep swivel, They have, what's that, the wrist joints, double jointed elbows. Now, one thing that I've noticed that I like about these figures more than Elite figures is that it looks like they're on a ball joint for the waist. So you get some very good movement there. And they also have the top part, just like the Ultimates have. You know? An Elite figure only has side to side and what do you call that? The ab crunch. These guys have more of the Ultimate feel up top and your basic Elite or Ultimate feel towards the bottom. I would say more Elite on the bottom, more Ultimate on the top, just because Ultimates have toe joints. As you can see, Andre has the ability to do that. Elites don't have that. You know, when it comes to the Elites, they're just flat foot. But still, that's Hawk. There you go. Here's Animal. Animal was a little bit more stiffer. His comes right off without any issues. Hawk, I think Hawk's head is just a little bit bigger. But yeah, there you go. Same articulation. He's got the joints there. And again, if you want to take the pads off, you can to get that double joint, the double jointed knees. Same thing, they have thigh swivel. So nothing different there. Head is also on a ball joint, so you know you get decent up, decent down. One thing that I do like a lot as far as scaling with these two, Hawk is taller by a little bit, and that is because according to the back of the box, Hawk is 6'3", and me and Animal are the same height at 6'2". Although he's a little bit heavier. Or am I? Ooh, we'll never know. But that's the box. That's what you got. Pretty sweet stuff, man. They also come in a chase version where the red is actually gray or steel, if you will. So how do they scale against Mattel figures? You got Kane. Let's get Animal. You would never know. I mean, in all honesty, Kane's got him by the height, as he should. You know, same thing with him. Kane's going to have him by height because Kane is supposed to be a taller figure. Same thing with Andre. You know, foot to foot, Andre's going to be bigger. Vader, I feel like Vader might have been roughly about the same size as these guys, because Vader was about in that 6 foot range, and boot to boot, which I'm kind of going up a little bit, boot to boot, they're roughly about the same. So he might be just a tad bit bigger in that aspect. I believe these guys are actually taller than. So when it comes to the headbangers, I think the headbangers were not as tall. So these guys are bigger than them. You know, back to back, boot to boot. Animal wins that one, and Animal's the shorter. So Animal's already bigger than the headbangers, but we got those guys. Now, natural disasters, boot to boot, the natural disasters are going to be a bigger team, and I feel like they should be because they are a dominant tag team. This is making me want to bust out the ring. This is making me want to honestly just do some photo shots with the wrestling guys. You know, I haven't done a wrestling shot in a long time. The joints are a little stiff on that double elbow. But when it comes to the movements on these guys, I'm very impressed. You know, and it says that it's an exclusive, obviously, from Ringside Collectible. That's their toy line that they're doing. So I'm expecting that they're going to be doing other, probably late 80s, early 90s tag teams. So definitely looking forward to that. For me, this was a massive pickup because when Mattel did these guys, or I think it was Jax did it, I didn't grab them at the time. I wasn't collecting wrestling figures. And what actually got me into collecting was Kane, but not this version. It was the Elite version. No, I'm sorry, the Ultimate version Kane that did not come with the ring. He actually came with an Ultimate ring. So the Attitude Era ring, so that was the one I wanted. And it did fix the joints, because on that Kane right here, where the joint is, it's flesh tone, and he's got a whole red sleeve, so you got to kind of angle it when you do certain shots, but Kane was one of my favorites, man. I loved Kane. I thought he was great. Glenn Jacobs, good man. So that's it, guys. That's the review for the Legion of Doom. I know that everybody says they're the Road Warriors on the box, Hawk and Animal, but they went by so many names, man. You got the LOD, the Road Warriors, you know. And that's just kind of it, man. And like I said, I'm expecting the Demolition to be coming soon. Once we see that they actually are up for order, for pre-order. I'm fighting with myself as far as what do we do? Do we do 2 sets, or do we just buy them and unbox them? And I kind of feel like that's kind of what my collection's always been, but the Demolition are my favorite of all time. So maybe to have a mint on card and a loose set, fighting with myself on that one. Also, when I was getting these out of the case over there, a lot of those figures over here fell, so I had to take time putting those back up. Hopefully when I put these back in the case, we don't have that issue. So thanks for stopping by, guys. I know this was a little bit of a long review, but worth it because, you know, it's the Road Warriors. Come on, man. How could you not? So I'm going to play around with these guys for a little bit, and thanks for stopping by.